Hi everyone, happy Monday, August the 15th. I'm just doing a little check-in here because I know I haven't done that for a while, and I thought I'd let you know what's going on. Broad overview of my life right now. Everything's going well. A lot of stuff, working through a lot of different things. But it's all good stuff. No complaints. The artwork, well, this is a big part of what I'm mulling over recently is kind of a change to the way I'm going to be working on my artistic pursuits. The last video I showed, the one of the cyanotype pillowcases, after those dried, I don't like them. I don't like the way they turned out on a number of levels. The exposure was too dark. I'm still going to play around with, I think, bleaching them a little bit and seeing what I could do as far as the darkness and just what my options are working with those materials and sensitizer and fabric. Fabric is still a little bit elusive for me as far as getting it the way I really want to. I've got some small pieces to be just how I want them, but larger pieces are just more difficult as far as coating and evenly coating and the way the prints turn out later. So the best way for me to put it is I feel like my ideas are exceeding my skill level or my understanding of the materials with which I'm working. So I'm gonna kind of let that go for a little bit. I need to have two things I need to do. One is to relax, relax and kind of let my creative brain kick in. I think I've been just a little too aggressive with it, and any kind of tension, and this could be in regards to anything in life, sort of blocks energy flows. So I need to relax, and I may be going back to some old themes that I've worked within that I did really well. I tend to let things go and when I think I've done something too much, but I think there's value in going back to themes and methods I have used that have proved very successful and make me feel good about the work I'm producing. It's hard when you keep working on something and it's just not turning out to, well, I will say I won't say anybody else, to my satisfaction. It starts getting a little frustrating, and so I'm going to be just kind of taking a break a little bit from trying to do much production. If I do any production, it's going to be simple stuff that I know I can do successfully. So I may be looking for different negatives to enlarge, make digital negatives from some of my film work that is some black and white still lifes. Oh, another thing I wanted to mention about the piece that I produced the other day. Usually when I do a lot of self-portraits, or usually when I do self-portraits that I'm going to be turning into something like a cyanotype or something that's a little bit more artful in nature, rather than just the kind of introspective self-portraits I do that I use as kind of personal work. When I do those for artistic reasons, they tend to be a little bit more blurry, more muted, more non-specific to me as an individual and a personality, and more general as this is a human being or this is a woman in the case of some of the nudes. And the last piece, the images were just a little bit too crisp of my face, and it's like, oh my God, I want to stop looking at myself. It's like, I don't want to keep, for artful reasons. For one thing, and this isn't the only reason to think about it, but for one thing, it's not very marketable. I mean, who wants to look at my face? You know, who that doesn't know me wants to just look at my face. It's just, it's a weird thing that I go through with the self-portraiture. So I kind of want to back away from something that is really specific to me as a personality in the artwork that I produce, that is either for submission or, you know, market, you know, something that I'm going to sell. So anyway, I got very frustrated with those pieces when I looked at them. They're just, you know, they seem clunky and busy and not terribly well executed. So that really kind of threw me into thinking about stuff, and it's interesting the way it works. You know, I tend to just like, I do something like that and I do it and it doesn't turn out, and I'm sure this is true for anybody working in any artistic medium. I start to think, oh, God, I'm just no good at this. And then I started to think, no, I'm just having a problem with this piece and maybe this method that I'm trying to work through, and there are different ways around it, and it's time to just pull back and rethink about the artwork. So for the next year, there's a couple more submissions I might do this year, and then I'm thinking I will put, and I wrote this in my blog, but I'm thinking I will put a moratorium for myself on submissions and even you know, portfolio building, a specific, okay, I'm going to build this portfolio now, and just start doing the work and set myself a time limit every day about, you know, these are my work hours, and actually start working at art. I mean, art is expressive in its play, but it's also effort. So I should say, rather than work, maybe concentrated effort every day, because I haven't been doing that yet. I've still been in kind of this caregiver mom mode, and I haven't broken free of that yet. So part of my personal process and things I'm going through in my personal life right now have a lot to do. This is all kind of intertwined. So I think, I'm sorry, these allergies are wet, but I need to make some real substantial changes in that regard. And I've known this for a while. I just haven't been pushed to the extreme in that regard. And I sort of feel that push now. And it's a good time of year as energy changes. I know we're starting to go into fall, and that's, well, actually, it actually is kind of good, because that's a pulling back, and what I'm thinking of is a pulling back. It's not, you know, not doing stuff, but it's not as outward as I've been. You know, I've been outward without the foundation to go outward. So I don't know if that makes any sense to anyone. So that's about it. Nothing much else to report. Everybody's healthy and happy, and the garden's growing well, and you saw my St. John's wort. Well, I haven't used it yet. I've got to start rubbing it on my back again. Had a very good Aikido practice last Thursday. I haven't been thrown that much in a long time. So I did a lot of repeated standing forward rolls from some throws, and it was great. I was sore afterwards, and I'm still a little bit sore, like all around my torso and stuff. But that's what the rolls are good for. They're good ab exercises. So that's good. That's a good thing too. And that's about it. And nothing else to tell you right now. I hope you're all doing well and are happy and are enjoying the going into the end of summer. And that's about it. Talk to you soon, folks. Bye.